In the summer of 1978, I arrived in the coastal town of Seaview Harbor, Massachusetts, eager to begin my new job as a lighthouse keeper. The town was picturesque with its cobblestone streets, historic homes, and the majestic Seaview Lighthouse, which stood as a sentinel by the stormy Atlantic. Little did I know that my life would soon be entangled in the mysterious secrets hidden within the lighthouse's walls. My initial days were tranquil, filled with the soothing sound of crashing waves and the charm of a close-knit community. As the keeper of the lighthouse, I took my responsibilities seriously, ensuring that the light always shone brightly to guide ships safely through the treacherous waters. One cloudy afternoon, an elderly woman named Eleanor visited the lighthouse. Her eyes held a distant, haunted look, and she inquired about a book titled The Secrets of Seaview Harbor, which she believed was in my possession. Intrigued, I searched the lighthouse's library but found no such book in their collection. However, I offered to help her find information about the town's history, sensing her need for closure. Eleanor shared a dark tale from Seaview Harbor's past. In 1955, a devastating storm had swept through the town, leaving destruction in its wake. Several lives were lost, and many families were torn apart. Eleanor's own brother, William, had disappeared that fateful night, never to be seen again. She believed the mysterious book held answers about what truly happened. Together, Eleanor and I delved into the lighthouse's archives, uncovering records of the 1955 storm and its aftermath. However, there was no mention of a book titled The Secrets of Seaview Harbor. Instead, we stumbled upon a series of journal entries written by a previous lighthouse keeper, Samuel. These entries alluded to unusual occurrences and an old hidden room within the lighthouse. Samuel had written about whispers in the night, strange lights, and an inexplicable, ever-present fog that descended upon the town. His final entry was filled with a sense of dread, mentioning that he had uncovered a secret within the lighthouse that he couldn't fully comprehend. Determined to uncover the truth, Eleanor and I began exploring the lighthouse. As we climbed its spiral staircase, we could hear faint whispers that seemed to echo from the walls. The sound grew more pronounced as we ascended, and the air became heavy with an eerie tension. We finally reached the top of the lighthouse, where a narrow, hidden passage led to a concealed room. Inside, we found a dusty journal, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and writings. It appeared to be written in an ancient language which we could not decipher. As we examined the journal, the whispers in the lighthouse grew more insistent, echoing the voices of long-lost souls. It was as if the very walls of the lighthouse held the memories of the past, yearning to reveal their secrets. The atmosphere grew unnerving and shadows danced ominously along the walls. Eleanor and I were determined to unveil the lighthouse's hidden history. We contacted a linguist, Dr. Reynolds, who was an expert in ancient languages. Dr. Reynolds deciphered the journal and revealed its chilling contents. It spoke of a pact made by the town's founders with a mysterious, ancient entity in exchange for prosperity and protection from the sea. The entity, known as the Guardian of the Deep, demanded sacrifices to maintain its favor. For years, the town had carried out these dark rituals in secret, using the lighthouse as the focal point of their ceremonies. The storm of 1955 had been a reckoning, and the entity had claimed the lives of those who had broken the pact. As the truth unfolded, the whispers in the lighthouse grew more malevolent, as if the guardian of the deep resented the exposure of its secrets. Eleanor and I knew that we had to break the cycle and appease the ancient entity to protect the town from its wrath. We ventured into the heart of the storm, carrying out a ceremony to honor the pact made by Seaview Harbor's founders. As we recited the ancient incantations and offered our own sacrifices, the lighthouse's eerie whispers faded into the tempestuous wind. The storm passed and the sea grew calm. The guardian of the deep accepted our tribute, and the town's secret was once again shrouded in the mists of history. Seaview Harbor, with its dark past, would continue to thrive, while the lighthouse's echoes remained a secret known only to a chosen few. My time as a lighthouse keeper continued, but the echoes of that mysterious encounter never left me. The town's secrets were preserved, and the lighthouse stood as a silent sentinel to a past veiled in darkness. In a remote, forgotten village nestled deep within the ancient whispering woods, there stood a derelict asylum. The locals avoided it like the plague, for they believed it was cursed by the tormented souls of its former inmates. It had become a place of dread and dread alone, where even the bravest dared not tread. On a stormy, moonless night, a group of paranormal investigators, led by the fearless skeptic Mark, gathered outside the asylum's crumbling entrance. Mark had long scoffed at the tales of the asylum's haunting, and he saw this expedition as an opportunity to debunk the legends once and for all. With their cameras and audio recording devices, the group ventured into the asylum's decaying hallways. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the walls seemed to ooze with the asylum's grim history. Mark was determined to capture evidence that would put an end to the spine-chilling rumors once and for all. As they explored deeper into the asylum, they stumbled upon a room filled with patient records and disturbing medical equipment. The records revealed a horrifying tale of experimentation and cruelty, where the doctors had pushed the boundaries of sanity and ethics. The souls of those who had suffered here seemed to linger in the shadows, waiting to be heard. Just as the investigators delved into the dark history of the asylum, strange occurrences began to plague them. Lights flickered and doors slammed shut on their own. Disembodied voices whispered in the dark corners of the hallways, and spectral figures darted just out of sight. Mark remained steadfast in his skepticism, attributing these eerie events to natural causes. He urged his team to press on, but doubt had begun to creep into their minds. As they continued their investigation, they descended into the asylum's underground chambers, where a suffocating sense of dread hung in the air. In the dimly lit depths, they stumbled upon a room adorned with peculiar symbols, etched into the walls by shaky hands. It was as if the patients had tried to ward off the malevolent forces that lurked within. But it was clear that their efforts had been in vain. Suddenly, one of the investigators let out a blood-curdling scream. His camera captured a ghastly apparition, a tortured soul from the past, its hollow eyes fixed on the living world. The entity seemed to reach out, its fingers grazing the investigator's face before vanishing into thin air. Mark's skepticism wavered, but he couldn't afford to admit defeat. The asylum seemed to come alive, its walls shifting and moaning as if it were a living, breathing entity. The investigators fought to escape the clutches of the asylum, but it was determined to keep them within its nightmarish grasp. Doors slammed shut, trapping them inside, and the temperature dropped to bone-chilling levels. An unearthly scream echoed through the chambers, causing the very foundations of the asylum to quake. The investigators were powerless against the supernatural forces that surrounded them. In the end, some managed to break free, their sanity forever scarred by the horrors they had witnessed. But Mark, the once skeptical leader, was not so fortunate. He remained trapped within the asylum, his beliefs shattered by the malevolent forces that had consumed him. And so the derelict asylum continued to stand as a grim monument to the horrors of the past, its secrets preserved in the chilling footage captured by the investigators. It remained a place of dread and despair, waiting for the next group of explorers to unlock its terrifying mysteries and face the same haunting fate. We hope you enjoyed those spine-tingling tales as much as we did. If you're still feeling a little spooked, don't worry, you're not alone. But before we say goodbye, we have a few things to ask of you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you found these stories as chilling as we did. It really helps our channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already. There are plenty more eerie adventures waiting for you right here, so you don't want to miss out. Share this video with your friends and fellow thrill seekers. After all, spooky stories are best enjoyed with company, right? That's a wrap for today, but stay tuned for more bone-chilling content in the future. Until next time, remember to keep your flashlight handy, your wits about you, and always be ready for the unexpected. Thanks for joining us on this haunting journey. Take care and may your nights be eerily entertaining. See you in the next video.